All right, everybody, we are officially live. Welcome to this week's team call, all about Success Club. So before we dive in, I just want to go over a few announcements real quick. First off, the To Be Mindset new program is launching next week. And actually, right after this call at 11 a.m. Pacific time, there's going to be a live training on it in the Beachbody Champions page. So if you're not familiar with what this new program is all about, I highly recommend going in there and watching that training so you can be up to date on this new program. It's going to be amazing, such an asset to have in your toolbox to help people in a completely different way than we ever have been able to before with the mindset around eating. So I am super excited to be able to offer this and would definitely recommend brushing up on this so you understand what the program is about, who it's for, and you feel comfortable talking about it with people. So again, that's the To Be Mindset launching next week, and there's an amazing training in the Beachbody Champions page right after this call. I'm sure they always leave them up, so if you can't make it live, that's fine as well. Second thing is the summit ticket prices are still at $165 until the end of this month. And I can't emphasize how important it is to get to Summit. It is not too late, and you have not been a coach for not long enough. I don't know if that makes sense, but to get to Summit, it is a complete game changer, business changer, life changer. I know when I first went to my first Summit, I was slightly terrified. I stayed in a hotel room with complete strangers. I didn't know anybody, but it saved me a bunch of money. So I stayed with total strangers, and I kind of expected to, maybe learn some things and to meet some other coaches, but I wasn't expecting the complete, life changer that it was. If you know anything, say about Tony Robbins, 4 or 5 days event, I would equivalent, is that a word? Equivalent? No, it's not. Whatever. Summit is really similar to that. It's not just training. You're not just learning from the top of the top coaches. You're hearing from amazing keynote speakers. You're hearing from our CEOs. It's literally a personal development and training and community and everything all in one. I cried and laughed and grew more than I ever have in those 3 to 4 days. So even if you're not a coach, I think it's an amazing experience. So definitely put that on your priority list to find a way to get to Summit. The ticket is insanely cheap. We can find places for you to stay. So don't worry if you're going on there and oh my God, all the hotels are sold out. We can find a room for you. Trust me, we have a huge team. I know there's people who have room for you. We can find you a room. You can go super cheap. They have Shakeology there. You can grab food. It really isn't that expensive to get yourself there. So make it a priority to find a way to get to Summit. Okay. I think those were the 2 announcements I wanted to make sure we talked about today. Does anybody have anything else you wanted to add in? Yeah, Justin says it's in Indianapolis. It's June 21st through the 24th. And do we have any recognition that anybody wanted to do? I want to shout out Tori, who is a new coach. She started last month, and she's at Success Club 12 this month and has signed up a bunch of coaches. I think she has about 10 under her right now. Is amazing. She's super, super busy. She's a yoga instructor, a yoga teacher, trainer, a mom. She's a performing artist, amazing. But she shows up every day with consistency, and it's reflected in her business. And I want to give her a huge shout out. I know she's on vacation in Hawaii right now, so couldn't make the call, but wanted to give her a big shout out. Anybody else have any recognition that you want to do? Just raise your hand, and I think Justin can unmute you.
Can I unmute myself and do
No.
So actually, we want to give a huge shout out to Sabrina, who helped her very first person. She's on this board this month, so that's a big deal. Do not underestimate that at all. And yeah, and Cassandra hit Success Club. She hit SE6 so far. I'm not sure if that has changed since we did the stats the other day. I think it was. Big deal. And I feel like there's people I'm missing too, guys. I feel so under prepared right now. I apologize.
Right. And I'm gonna shout out somebody. So as you guys know, probably, we're currently in Mexico right now. We just wrapped up the Success Club portion of our vacation, which is something that each and every single one of you has the opportunity to earn. So we're going to the Bahamas next, I think it's April. Yeah. I'm not sure the dates. So you guys need to be there with us. It was amazing. I'm going to shout out Jen, who is here right now. She was on the Success Club trip, game changer. I'm sure she will tell you, but it's funny because it makes me weirdly emotional, but she went through a ton of firsts, right? She's extremely afraid of heights. She's extremely claustrophobic. She doesn't like people touching her body, yet she got her first massage. She went zip lining. She went rappelling. She went snorkeling inside of a cavern, a cave. And like now I'm sure she pretty much feels like a badass and like she can conquer the world because she conquered those fears. And guys, that's all coaching is. It's just taking what we want to do, but we're too scared to do, but doing it anyways. So, I really truly believe that this business is a choice. Hitting Success Club is a choice. Getting to the trip to the Bahamas next year is a choice. And that you guys are all on this call tells me that you guys are choosing to make your business a priority and making our vacations together a priority.
Absolutely. Can you agree more?
Awesome. Anybody else have any recognition they want to do? Okay. I'm glad you talked about the trip, Deanna, because I wanted to touch on that real quick before we jumped into talking about Success Club, because I know I've gotten a lot of messages from my coaches. I'm sure you have too, about like, oh my gosh, how do I earn this trip? How am I on this trip next year? And so I wanted to talk about that really quick because it's so simple. It's about Success Club. This Success Club trip is really a reward for people who are hitting Success Club every single month. So if you want to be on that trip, you hit Success Club. Like, it's super, super simple. It's not complicated. I know when I first signed up as a new coach and I learned about these trips, I was like, yes, how do I make that happen? Because it meant so much to me to be able to bring my family on a vacation like this. And so when I heard I had to hit Success Club, I'm like, all right, done. I'm doing it. And I've earned the trip every single year since becoming a coach because Success Club was a priority to me. It was a non-negotiable for me. And so there's a lot of, the details and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And you can read them in the FAQs, but it really just comes down to hitting Success Club. And you'll get an invite in January of each year. They announce where they're going the following year. So this year, January 2018, they announced where they were going next year. And then they send out invitations to everybody based on your rank, but also how many Success Club points you got the year before. So in 2017. So for me, who I'd hit, and I know Justin and Deanna, who'd hit Success Club every single month, and I didn't always get big numbers, guys. Like sometimes I hit 6, or sometimes I just hit 10. I didn't hit like 30 or 40. So you don't have to hit huge high numbers. I just wanted you to know that in order to get an invite to this trip, because I know we both were invited to join, I think in like the first or second wave. And so we got on the trip, no problem. So it really just comes down to hitting Success Club consistently, and you're going to earn these trips. They are amazing, just like Justin and Deanna said. So let's dive into the topic of this call, which is all about Success Club. So it's perfect, right? So here we are at the end of the month. And really quick, in case we have brand new coaches on here, I just want to share what Success Club is really quick. It's basically just a reward system for you doing your job as a new coach, or as a coach, which is helping new people, new customers or new coaches get started with a challenge pack or with Shakeology every single month. And you get points based on how these people sign up. So if somebody gets a challenge pack, any challenge pack, which is a combination of a program or Beachbody on Demand and Shakeology or our performance line. There's quite a few different combinations now, but it's one of those two things, you earn 2 points. If they sign up with just Shakeology, you earn 1 point. So basically, you need to sign up 3 new people. They have to be new people every single month with a challenge pack, and you're going to be in Success Club. Now, Gianna's raising her hand.
Sorry, they just changed it recently so that actually it's Shakeology. If it's Shakeology on Home Direct, you actually get 2 points now. Yeah,
And
which I thought was only for 1 month, but apparently it's
Wow.
Yeah.
Cool.
And completion packs.
Sweet.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that. Thank you.
Oh, crazy. Sorry, I didn't want to interrupt.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. That is super, super awesome. Cool. So new rule, you get 2 points, even better. And they mentioned the completion packs, which are a great option for people who already have Beachbody on Demand, but they say want to do 80-day obsession. So they're going to get all the accessories and they're going to get the performance line or they're going to get Shakeology. So just remember, Success Club, you get 2 points, signing up a new coach or a customer, and you want to sign up at least 3 every single month, and then you are in Success Club. Now, there's 2 different levels, basically, Success Club 5 or Success Club 10. And that's just either 5 points, 5 or more points, or 10 or more points. And they all are around signing up new people. So hopefully you have a better understanding now of what Success Club is and how you achieve it. Now, ideally, you want to aim to achieve Success Club by, I would say the middle of the month. So you're not stressing about it. And how you do that is really by being consistent in the vital behaviors. So consistent in sharing your journey on social media, consistent in inviting people to join you, consistent in doing your personal development, working on your mindset, and recognizing coaches and challengers and people who are really doing amazing jobs. So those are our vital behaviors that we do every single day. And when you are consistent with those, you're going to be hitting Success Club every single month. And one thing that Deanna brought up when we were talking about this call, which I think is so important, is sharing transformations every single week, yours and other people's. I know sometimes I'm like, oh my gosh, I feel like I'm sharing my before and afters like all the time. Like, hey, here I am again. Like, aren't you sick of this? But in reality, they only like 10 to 15% of your friends and followers see every post. So while you might feel like you are sharing your before and afters all the time or talking about your results all the time, most of the time people are not seeing every single post. Maybe they're only seeing 1 or 2 a week. So while you feel like you're talking about it all the time, your followers and your friends don't. But they're going to see your transformation. They're going to see the results that you're getting when you're being a product of the product, which is one of our vital behaviors. It's so, so, so important to be sharing that these products and programs work, but then also sharing other people's results. So if you have challengers or customers who've signed up with you that are having amazing results, share those. If you don't, there are so many places where you can get before and after pictures that people have given their permission for you to share that you can put on your page. And it's such a great idea to really pull a variety of ages and body sizes and fitness levels and backgrounds so that people can see that this doesn't just work for you and your demographic and your age. It works for everybody. And that's one thing I love about 80-Day Obsession is some people can look at me or look at Justin or look at Deanna and be like, oh, well, you guys are already super fit. You're already like at your goal weight. You've already been working out for years. Obviously, this program works for you, but it's not going to work for me for XYZ reasons. So if we share a bunch of different transformations, like there was a 70-something-year-old lady who did 80-Day Obsession and got amazing results. Like, this program can work for anybody if they work it. And that's one thing that we get to do as coaches is share that. So really make sure that you are at least once, twice, 3 times a week sharing some sort of transformation on your page, and then reaching out to everybody who likes or comments on those posts and starting that conversation that can then lead to an invite. So just, Gianna's hands up, hop in.
Sorry, no, just wanted to add in too, like when you are sharing your own transformation, right? It doesn't mean that you need to do a head to toe. Like Cassandra has been really great about sharing, oh my gosh, look at me like 2 months ago when I was drinking heavily and look how much my face has changed, or just look at my energy, or just look how much happier I am. Look at this picture 6 months ago when I was just depressed. Now look at me and I'm just like living life. So a transformation picture doesn't have to be, oh my gosh, look at this physical, huge transformation in your body. It can be your face. It could be an arm, like a bicep. It can be, you know, the smile on your face. So don't think that when, you know, a transformation has to be a certain way, or you feel like you're always sharing the same thing. You know, sometimes it could be a calf muscle. It could be a knee joint. I don't know, but you know, just
look at the difference in my joints, man. It really transformed.
It could be your, like if you're doing plyo, it could be in your flexibility. Yeah. You know, here's where I was on day 1. Here's where I am on day 40.
Yes, thank you for jumping in on that, because that is such an important point to remember, that there's so much more that goes into our transformation than just the physical. So yeah, I love that you brought it up, and that makes it so much easier to share more often, right? Because you're like, oh, okay, so I have this huge range of topics I can talk about versus just I've lost 2 pounds and now I can see my abs or something. So great point. Okay. So hopefully that helped you guys get a bit of a better understanding of how to hit Success Club earlier in the month. But now we're going to focus on, it's the last week. How do you really bring it home and make sure that you hit Success Club before the end of April? So most people, we get to the end of the month and you go into sort of 3 different modes. I would say the first one is excuse mode. Second one is desperation. And the third one is it's going to happen. So I want to talk about those 3, and maybe you'll resonate with one of them and focus on the one where I would recommend you be, and then give you a few more tips to hitting Success Club, okay? So number 1 is excuse mode. So you may or may not be here, but it's towards the end of the month, and if you're not in Success Club already, you might be feeling your mindset going towards excuse mode. So you might be hearing yourself saying, oh, it doesn't really matter if I don't hit it this month, I'll get it next month, or nobody's going to notice if I don't hit Success Club, so I'm just not going to think about it, or, you know, it's not really that important for me to hit Success Club. And what this really is saying is that number 1, you don't have enough skin in the game. You aren't making Success Club a priority, and you really need to go back to your why. Why did you sign up as a coach? What is your reason for being a coach? And you need to change your mindset and your perspective so you can refocus on what you want to achieve, because hitting Success Club is what is going to bring you to achieving that reason, that why, that goal that you signed up as a coach in the first place. Because Success Club is super, super important. It's not just about rewards. It's not just about recognition. It's about helping people, helping new people every single month. That is our goal as a coach. And when you do that consistently, that is how you build a business. So it is important. And guess what? Your coach will notice if you hit Success Club or you don't. So if you feel yourself going into that excuse mode, really get back to your why you're a coach, what you want this to do for you, and understand that hitting Success Club is what's going to bring you to achieving that why. Now, number 2 mode that people can go into is desperation mode. And this is when things get kind of icky. And this is when we do things that we normally wouldn't do. This is when you find yourself throwing links up on your page and being like, 80-day obsession is on sale. Here, click right here to buy. Or you find yourself putting like stock photos up, or you find yourself messaging people like icky messages that you normally wouldn't send. Like, hey girl, I'm really trying to hit Success Club this month, and it would help so much if you bought a challenge pack for me. Like, ew, right? No, like we don't do that. That is not what we are about as coaches, because that is making it all about you. And we are really about making it about other people and how can we help them, not how can they help you achieve your goals, because I'm sorry, but that doesn't matter to them, right? Like, I actually got a message like this at the end of the month from like some other rep, and she was like, Chelsea and I are really trying to hit our sales goal by the end of the month, and blah, 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 blah is on sale this month, and click this link to order. And I'm like, I've never even heard from you in my entire life. I don't even know who you are. Like, it was just such an icky way to approach people. So don't let the end of the month turn you into a desperate, icky salesperson, because it's not what we're about. So instead of getting desperate, I want you to get determined. And this leads us to mode number 3. And this is where I want you to be, okay? This is where I want you to focus. Being determined, making Success Club a non-negotiable, making it something that you will hit no matter what, because this really is all about mindset. Yes, I'm going to give you some more how-tos after, but this really is about having the mindset of making Success Club something that's going to happen no matter what. No matter if you are up until like the end of the wire, making it happen, you will hit it. Because when you put it that way for yourself energetically, like in your mindset and out to the universe, that Success Club is a non-negotiable and it's something that you are going to make happen no matter what, it just happens. Like, it's crazy, but it's so true. So you have to get really clear in your head where your mindset is around Success Club. Are you making excuses? Are you getting desperate? Or are you getting determined? And are you understanding that by hitting Success Club every single month, you are getting yourself that much closer to achieving your why and your purpose for being a coach? Okay? So now that we are in determination mode, we are in non-negotiable mode, let's talk about some things that you can do from now until the end of the month to hit Success Club. So, number 1, I always see the end of the month as the time for follow-ups. So I feel like if you only have a few more days left, it's not quite the time to be reaching out to brand new people, because it takes time, right? To talk to new people, to develop that friendship, to develop that relationship, to understand their goals, and then to invite them either to coaching or to a challenge group. So I feel the end of the month is really time for following up. So going back through all of your conversations from this month, from last month, from 3 months ago, from 6 months ago, depending on how long you have been a coach, see where you're at in the conversation and see if this is somebody that you can re-invite to a challenge group. So are there people that you have forgotten about? And you can reach out and say, hey, like, how are you doing with your health and fitness goals? I know when we chatted last month, the time wasn't right for you, but I have a new challenge group starting XYZ date. Wanted to see if this is something, this is a better time for you. So following up with people right now is so, so, so important. That's where I usually get all my last minute points from, is reaching back out. Gianna, yeah, go ahead. Good, I need a drink of water.
I think Cassandra actually had a question. So there you go.
Hey, so I was going through and starting some follow-ups, just not yesterday, but the day before. And I was going through my messages and I found myself skipping over the people that I talked to like last month, because I thought maybe I would be bugging them. Should I just wipe that out and still check in? Even if there's not even a response?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah. I wish I could screenshot for you right now, because there's people who I literally messaged like 5 or 6 times, in different ways, not always like, hey girl, are you ready to join me yet?
Yeah. Quit pointing at me. Quit pointing at me. She's pointing at me because it took her 8 times. I knew what she's going to say. She doesn't even need to get on. I know what she's saying.
So, exactly.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. You are not bugging people. Like for me, unless somebody has legit told me, don't ever message me again, I'm going to reach out to them again, because I truly think following up is an act of love. It's an act of showing people that you have not forgotten about them, that you remember them. And people appreciate that. People appreciate that you thought of them and reached back out to them. And I really feel that like when somebody has shared their goals with me, that's when my job as a coach begins. Not after they sign up. If they tell me I have this XYZ goal, I'm like, all right, girl, it's on. Like, I don't care if it takes me a year to get you to get started on that goal. I'm going to continue to follow up with you because I care about you. And I care about those goals that you shared with me. And maybe last month wasn't the right time. Maybe the month before that wasn't the right time, but maybe now is. And so don't be afraid to reach back out to people and to follow up, even if they didn't respond to your last message. Okay. All right. So that is number one, is start following up with everyone. And don't leave people out of this. Don't prejudge people and decide that, oh, it's for this person, but it's not for this person. That's not up to you to decide. That's up to them. It's only up to us to present this opportunity for them, and then they get to decide, but we don't get to decide for them. So if you find yourself scrolling through your messages and being like, no, okay, yeah, I'll message her. No, okay, yeah, I'll message her. Stop yourself. We've all been there, but don't do it, okay? Just literally go through, follow up with as many people as you possibly can. All right. Then another thing you can do is offer a little incentive for people who sign up before the end of the month. And it can seem kind of silly, but it can actually really work, because sometimes people just need like a little something to tip them over that edge, that like get them over whatever little hesitation that they have. And so sometimes offering an incentive by a deadline can help people make the decision and get on board. So little things you can do are like a Shakeology cup, like you can order, I think like a 6 or 8 pack of the shaker cups. Super cheap. People love them. I even know somebody, maybe Gianna or Justin remembers, but there's a girl who will like customize them for you, and you can put people's name on them for like, it's like a couple dollars or something, right? Super cheap. So that's a fun option. If you have any performance line samples, like Energize, I love giving out Energize samples because people love it and they always order it. So totally worth it. If you have like personal development books hanging around that maybe you got from somewhere, you can offer those. So little incentives. I've even gotten these little like meal planning journals from Etsy before that are super cute, that I'll offer as an incentive near the end of the month if I need to. So get creative with it. It can even be like an Amazon gift card or, really anything, but having a little incentive for people to order by a certain deadline can really help. You can also do something like, you can do like an early bird special. You could say like, hey, anybody who signs up from the end of the month is going to get a 30-minute meal planning call with me, so if you don't have like something physical to give people, you can offer them your time. Like how helpful will that be for people to be like, hey, when you sign up, we're going to do a 30-minute call. I'm going to walk you through the meal plan. I'm going to answer all your questions, and we're going to really make sure that you're ready to start. So that's something you can offer too if you don't have something physical. But making sure that you have a little incentive by a deadline can be really helpful for getting people sort of past that little hesitation. Okay. Another one is get on Facebook, and you'll see in the right-hand corner a list of all your friends, and people who have a green light next to them mean that they're on Facebook right now. And so you can reach out to those people because you know that they're live on Facebook, and the likelihood of them getting back to you is super, is much higher, right? Because they're there right then. And so you can say something like, hey, so-and-so, I don't know if you've been following me on Facebook, or you've been seeing the amazing results I've been getting lately with this program I'm doing, but I'm going to be starting a new round of, ladies or men and women, whatever, in May, and I'm looking for some new accountability partners, wondering if this is something you would be interested in. And even though our next challenge group isn't going to start until May, they can get started now anyways. They can get started with a little obsessed. They can get started with, 21-day fix. So it's totally fine if the next challenge group isn't going to officially start on, next week. You can still invite them to it. You can still get them signed up for it. And you can use that sort of early bird or incentive in there as well. So start reaching out to all those people who you know are on. Another thing you can do is ask for referrals from current customers. So this is something that I think a lot of people miss out on, or maybe they just don't even think of. But if you have people who are in your challenge group, even ones right now who are on day 2 or day 3 of 80-day obsession, and they're loving it, right? They're loving the workouts. They're already feeling better. You can reach out to them and say, hey, I see that you're like loving 80-day obsession. I know I love having my friends doing a health and challenge or a health and fitness challenge with me. Do you have any of your friends who you think would want to do this with us? And ask for referrals. And I have gotten a lot of referrals from people. And sometimes they sign up with me, but 9 times out of 10, I have their friend, or I'd say my customers, sign up as a coach, and they sign up their friends. And then, hello, you've got like an emerald, or you've got another coach under you, because sometimes you'll find people who like are already coaching and they didn't even know it, right? They're like, oh my God, yeah, I've been talking to, so-and-so and so-and-so at work, and they're totally interested. So don't hesitate to ask for referrals from current customers or even past customers. And then last thing you can do is go live on Facebook sharing your why. Why did you get started with whatever program you're doing right now? Whether it's 80-day obsession, 21-day fix, core to force, why did you get started? And what has it done for you? So not focusing on the how, not, sharing, oh, it's 30-minute workouts and we use these portion control containers and I'm drinking a superfood shake. Just talk about your why. Why did you get started with this? And what is it doing for you? And then at the end, just end with a call to action, which is basically just saying, hey, if you ever felt like I did, or if my story resonates with you, or if you feel like you would benefit from doing what I'm doing right now, I'm looking for 5 more ladies, or you don't even have to say 5. I'm looking for 5 ladies who want to join me, who want to be accountability buddies, who want to work together to get in our best shape of our life by summer. If that's you, comment below or send me a message. And that's another way that can be really powerful to connect with people, because when they hear your why and they understand why you're doing this and what it's doing for you, they're gonna resonate with your story. They're gonna see bits of them in you, and they're gonna see what it's done for you, and that's gonna give them hope that it can do the same thing for them. So going live and sharing your story, I know it can be scary. I used to be terrified to go live. My hands would shake so bad, I'd have to set my phone up because I'd be like, nobody could see anything, And if I knew I was going live that day, I would have butterflies in my stomach for hours beforehand. I was so nervous. But just like anything, the first time you do it, it's going to be hard. And the second time, it's probably going to be hard too. But the more you do it, the easier it becomes. And when people can really hear your emotion, that's what they're going to connect with. That's what they're going to want to be a part of. So that's one more way that is super powerful to connect with people near the end of the month, and then reach out to anybody who likes or comments on that video. All right. Those are all my tips. Justin and Gianna, do you have anything else that you want to add? If anybody has any questions, also raise your hand.
Absolutely.
The only other thing that I would share that's super important, and you already tapped on it, is one of the vital behaviors, right, of sharing your journey. It's not waiting until you've achieved your after picture or your progress picture to start sharing your journey. You need to be sharing it every single day, because people want to see the process that you go through. If one day you just look a certain way and the next day you share, you're a totally different person. Well, what did you do to get there? So share every single day. Share, man, today I crushed my workout. And then the next day, maybe, dude, my workout crushed me. Like, it was hard. But just be real and be honest, but share it, because I'm gonna call some of you guys out, not publicly, but some of you guys aren't sharing your journey. And so if you're just expecting people to come to you, but you're not sharing, they don't know what you're doing. And so if they can see themselves in your story, like, man, you know, my kids are like, don't make it perfect. If the kids are going to be in the background crazy and you have to push pause or you're using them as your weights, that's relatable. And that's what people are going to be all, wow, she's doing it, I can do it too. But if you're waiting until things are perfect or until you have that after photo, you're doing yourself and your business and all those people you could be helping a disservice.
Yeah. And to piggyback on that whole idea of perfection, guys, let's back up a second and just recognize that the reason that Alicia is able to share how to hit Success Club and the things to do and not to do and where your mindset is and what might be happening if you fall into the 3 different categories, you know, of whether or not you're going to just like freak out or whether or not you're going to start pushing stuff or whether or not you're actually just going to make a commitment. The reason that we can share and talk about that is because we've all been there 100 times. Everything we're telling you not to do, we've done. That's why we can share that we've done. And there's times where we still do it. Like I fail at it all the damn time, right? Just is what it is. So we tell you, and also we're telling ourselves over and over and over again so that we can kind of get past those mistakes as well. One of the things about incentives, just real quick, if it is going to be a cash form of incentive, it can't be cash. It can be an Amazon card. It's got to be under $50. There are some stipulations to that. So if you have any concerns or if you think you're going to throw out an incentive and you're not sure, don't hesitate to reach out and ask your coach. I'm sure there's an FAQ about it. I don't know which one it is, but I just wanted to make sure we threw that out there. Also, Alicia hit on SC5 and SC10. There's one other benefit to SC5 and 10 that I want to make sure that you guys are aware of. SC5, either way, both of them, Beachbody, before it was a direct sales company or direct marketing company, it was a direct-to-market company, right? They sold everything through infomercials, and they have a massive, massive business where they're still bringing people and new customers and new people that are looking for help that aren't through coaches. And so what happens is they take all those people and everybody that hits Success Club that's an active Emerald or above coach, right, in Success Club, they take all those people, and if you've hit Success Club 5, they go, okay, we're going to send all these people, we're going to divide them evenly amongst all those coaches that hit Success Club that are, you know, that are active Emerald. We're going to give you guys, and they're just going to show up in your back office as people for you to help, right? As SC10, so you're helping 5 people, so it's 2 points per person. SC10, they actually give you people that have purchased Shakeology too. So we'll look at our back office because SC10 for us is a non-negotiable. So every month it's SC10. We'll look at our back office, and there's maybe 3 or 4 people or more every month that have purchased Shakeology, and they just go, here's the commission for that. Didn't do anything for it, but we're going to give you their commission and anything that they purchase and beyond that. So, you know, there's $100 if they order a couple of things of Shakeology. There's $100 or $50 extra with each person that Beachbody just gives you as a reward system for hitting Success Club 10. So I personally, that's a big deal to me and to us. So I like to make sure that we share that as well. The last thing is I love, Alicia, that you hit on the fact of like not being able to choose who you invite and who you do not invite and not going over it. I can promise you that there are going to be people that you look at and you say, absolutely, this person is a friend of mine. They are a close friend. They are going to love jumping in this challenge group. They can't wait. And they will tell you no. My closest friend from high school, my absolute best friend, him and I are like brothers. This guy is on immediately, like as we speak, is trying to lose weight. I have spoken to him numerous times after being in a group. I can't talk him into doing it. He won't do it. Wants nothing to do with it. I don't know why. He's seen me doing this. He trusts me. It is what it is. I've got people that I would look at and say, there's no way this person would ever be interested in a challenge group, let alone coaching, who are now coaches on the team. Like it absolutely blows my mind. So do not, like Alicia said, do not hold somebody else's opportunity in your mouth. It is not fair to them, and it's not fair to you. Guaranteed, you'll be shocked. So never hesitate. Just press send and sit back and throw the phone, whatever you need to do, like run outside, jump up and down. But do it because you're going to be shocked whose lives you're going to change if you allow yourself to put yourself out there and change those lives. Anything else?
No, I think that's great.
Okay. I think that's everything. Sorry. Now, anybody has any questions, go for it.
Yeah, no, I'm so glad you brought up about leads because, yeah, I want to say 6 of my Success Club points this month have come from leads because 2 of them were leads from at some point and they bought challenge packs this month. And another one signed up for just Beachbody on demand. I reached out, we started chatting about her goals, and I recommended she upgrade to an 80-day obsession challenge pack. She called, upgraded, that's 2 points. So that's like Success Club just from leads from Beachbody. And like Justin said, like when I learned that I could make like basically free money by hitting Success Club 10, I was like, yeah, like that's a non-negotiable. So yeah, I'm so glad that you brought it up because it really is such an amazing program, and just people who want our help, who are ready to change their health and fitness, like delivered to your online office. So yeah, it's pretty awesome. All right. Any questions that you guys have?
By show of hands, does everybody know, just because I don't want to assume, does everybody know how to achieve Emerald? Okay. Maria is not sure. Are you shaking? Okay, so do you guys want to explain that real quick? Because I'm not very good at explaining.
Yes, you are. Do it, Deanna.
Emerald is when you are an active coach and you sign up 2 coaches, one on the right, one on the left, right? Correct?
Bingo.
It's like, what was that? So simple form, when you help 2 people, right, with a challenge pack, get connected with a challenge pack. And what we typically do, what we've always done, especially in the very beginning when we were trying to rank advance, we always offer people the same discount that we get, because at the end of the day, realistically, it's always a better option for them, right? So we would say, hey, they would join, they want to join in our challenge group. We're going to send them a link and say, okay, you've got 2 options, right? I can set you up so you pay full price as a normal customer, or I can get you set up so that you enjoy the same discount as I get. You let me know what you feel comfortable with, and I'm happy to send you a link appropriately. When you connect 2 people that want to be discount, they don't have to be active coaches. They can just be coaches that want a discount, right? Discount coaches. You sign them up. One goes on one leg, one goes on the other leg. That Beachbody already does, or we can help you achieve that or get them set right in their place. You're immediately an Emerald coach, as long as you 2 are on home direct for something that. How do you explain that part of it, Alicia? I can never explain that simple. Like home direct on Shakeology, you're good. You're going to be an active coach.
Yeah. Yeah, you just have to have at least 50 PV, which is basically it's like however much something costs equals the PV, roughly.
Yeah.
So if you have Shakeology, you're totally covered. I think like a 3-day refresh works. I don't think Energize is quite there, but if you say you did Energize to Energize or Energize and recover, you're fine. So they just have to have enough of an order on home direct. If they sign up with the challenge pack, they're good.
Sabrina, do you want to unplug from you?
What's up, Sabrina?
Hey, so I wondered if you do have a home direct setup. Well, first, I guess my first question is, when you get the challenge pack, I bought the one that has the supplements, the Energize, Recover, and Shakeology. Do those all automatically go home direct, or just the Shakeology part?
They all go home direct.
They do. Okay. So now if I called for some reason 1 month and I put it on hold, does that mean that I don't have my 50 PV for that month? Even though it's still going to be on home direct, I just have it on hold for a month?
Correct.
Yeah, if you put all of it on hold, like it would. But say you kept your Shakeology but put the Energize and Recover on hold, you would still, yeah, you'd be fine with the Shakeology. But if you didn't have any HD orders for an entire month, then yes, you would go inactive.
Okay, and then just out of curiosity too, if people ask, how many months can you put it on hold at any given time? Like, can you put it on hold for a couple months and then have it come back again? Or, I mean, it doesn't really matter. It's like unlimited kind of thing. You can just kind of take it and not.
I think if you do it online, I think you can do it up to 3 months. I'm not positive on that, but you can do a modification online. And then you probably even, after that 2 to 3 months, I'm sure there's something that you could do to maybe put it on hold, maybe call it in.
Or you could like get it 1 month and then the next month maybe not get it and then get it for 2 months and then not get it for a month. You know, you can just kind of do whatever you want. There's no like rule like, oh, if you put it on hold for 3 months out of a year, even if it's not consecutive, like you're done. Like,
No.
Nothing weird. Okay.
So that's one of the things I actually love about Beachbody. There's never going to be like a shoe that drops. They're never
Okay.
like, oh, well, you're not good enough. You know what I mean? Like, it's very, you just put it on hold. You call them and you let them know, or you do it online. You let them know what you need to do, and they're going to do it for you.
Okay, cool. And then I have some people, well, I guess, so out of the 3 people that I've helped so far, only one of them bought a challenge pack. The other 2 simply wanted to sign up for the 3 months of the on-demand so that they could try it out, and they're using their own supplies that they had at home already. So far they are liking it, as far as I can tell, but it's not been very long yet. So I was thinking that pretty soon I would follow up with them and be like, hey, do you guys want to upgrade? And then, you know, but the thing is they're also not taking any of the supplements. You know, those.
What group are they in? Are they all in 80-day obsession, or is one of them just an 80-day obsession?
Yeah, all 3 of them are doing 80-day obsession. And the funny thing is only 1 out of the 3 is active in the group. The other 2 are like fly on the wall.
Totally fine. I have a now coach that was a customer for over a year, never posted once, lost over 100 pounds, and was incredibly inspired by our group. Some people just post. However, if they're watching, they're going to see people like yesterday. There was a huge thread about how amazing Recover is, like how it truly works for muscle recovery. And so seeing that and following up with them, they have 30 days that they can upgrade that 3 month to a challenge pack that they can convert it over. And so I would definitely, you know, follow up with them. And this is something that I was going to share too. Make sure that whether or not, you know, your challengers, no matter what they're doing, follow up with them once a week. You know, just privately one-on-one. It's just a quick, hey, just want to check in, see how you're doing this for you. And then they might go, oh yeah, well, I have been meaning to ask you this or that. So kind of that one-on-one, but yeah, they can absolutely upgrade it.
And
go ahead.
Oh, sorry. I don't want to like go off on a tangent here, but to kind of piggyback to what you guys are talking about right now. If you ever have somebody that connects with you and they've already got a program and they're not currently working with a coach, absolutely never hesitate. Meet people where they're at, plug them into the groups. Because here's what's going to happen. When people get plugged into groups, what we find more often than not is even if they're not drinking Shakeology, they're not using any of their products, maybe they had 21-day fix on DVD sitting in the house, whatever it is.
That was me.
Exactly. Yeah. They're going to see the value in the group. And then many times you're not the one that has to talk to them about how great Shakeology. They see other people talking about how everything works and they realize, okay, they're being honest. And sometimes it takes them a little while. At the end of the day, if they're following the nutrition plan and doing the workouts, they're going to see results regardless of Shakeology or any of the performance. The Shakeology and the performance are just amplifying all the results they're going to see. So when they get it, they realize, okay, this stuff actually works. I'm seeing results. I see other people talking about how great Shakeology is. I had my concerns with the programs in the very beginning. Now I see that this is working. It opens my mind to be able to receive that maybe this Shakeology isn't such a bad thing. Maybe these programs actually do work. So it's the perfect time to meet people where they're at. Then you just do what she said. You reach out to them. You say, hey, I want to see how everything's going. If you prompt the question and prompt the conversation, they're more often than not going to naturally bring up the Shakeology. They're going to bring up a performance line because they've been hearing about it. Or you can share with them, oh yeah, if you're, oh, I'm really struggling with cravings still, but I feel like everything's going on. Yeah, I did too. I know exactly how you feel. I actually found when I started drinking Shakeology, my cravings were really a lot better. And leave it at that, right? You're not like, hey, so are you ready to get some Shakeology now? You don't even have to say that because the group's going to do it for you, right?
Yeah.
So kind of work that angle for you. Does that make sense?
Yes, definitely. Thank you so much.
Did you have another question, Sabrina, that you were going to ask?
I probably have lots of questions, but for now I'm good.
We love questions, so don't ever hesitate, because I guarantee this is probably helpful to the other girls in the group as well.
Okay, cool. Well, I guess I have another one I'll throw out there then. One of my gals, the one who did buy the challenge pack with the Shakeology, she told me, because I asked her, I said, oh, how are you liking the Shakeology? And she goes, oh, I couldn't even drink it. I almost threw up. I almost gagged. I was trying to drink it, and it was so horrible. And I said, oh, no. I said, you didn't like the taste of it? She said, no, it wasn't the taste. She said, it's the texture. And I was like, okay, well, I wasn't sure how to react really. I was just trying to be sympathetic. She had like a procedure done, like a GI procedure, and had to drink that thick stuff. And to her, that was what it was like. So I actually did suggest to her, instead of putting in like milk and fruit, because she put in some kind of like milk and fruit, I said, maybe just try using a little bit of water and no ice and nothing else. And that way it'll be a little thinner and maybe easier to try. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I think it sounds like you did everything absolutely right, because I'll be honest with you, I was not a big fan of Shakeology as far as flavor at first.
Oh.
I wasn't a fan of the texture either. But, you know, I committed to 30 days. And so, you know, I always ask people, how are you mixing it? You know, less water, more water, more ice, less ice, you know, different kinds of. So that's fantastic.
Cool.
Yeah, I totally agree, because I actually like mine pretty thin. Like I'll put like a cup and a half of water in there with frozen fruit and ice. And then I go to like my mom's house and she puts like a cup of coconut milk and Shakeology. Like it's like so thick. I'm like I can't even drink this. I'm like, I can't stand this. So yeah, I think what you did was perfect, and asking them, yeah, how are you making it and how can we make it better for you? So
great. Okay, thanks.
Yeah.
Jennifer, you have a question? Oh, hold on. Where are you at? I think, okay, try talking now. Ah, man, I can't hear you. I think it's on your end, so we've got you unmuted. Oh, pooey. Oh, I wonder if she doesn't have her, I wonder if you don't have your mic on the computer. Well, it worked last time. Now I still don't hear you. I see you though. Can you see the chat bar down at the bottom?
How are you kids doing over there?
Oh, that's right.
What do you want?
Oh, Sabrina. Okay.
Oh, sorry, I'm talking to my kids.
I was like, where's that voice? Yeah. Okay. Message me and I'll answer it. Or if you can see the chat bar okay, you can type it in there as well. Any other questions? Are we all who's committed to hitting Success Club 5 that's helping 3 people by the end of the month? If you guys are on this call, you guys should be committing. Just saying, Roxanne, don't look like you're questioning
don't look scared.
Don't look scared. It's truly a decision, and it sounds so easy, right? Like they're like, well, it's easy for you to say, you've been doing it for 4 years. Once I literally made that decision, January of 2015, because we signed up as coaches June of 2014, and we hit Success Club a couple months, and then we didn't, and then we did January 2015.
And then they ghosted on me for like 3 months.
Yeah, and then we
6 or 8 probably.
No, it wasn't that long.
We were like,
we made that decision to say 10 is a non-negotiable. Helping 5 people every single month is a non-negotiable. I'm not going to say every month was easy. I remember one month it was the last day of the month, and I think I had to help 2 more people, and I was like, I'm not going to hit it. And I'm like, no, I would tell my coaches, don't give up, even on the last day. By the skin of my teeth, by 9 p.m. that day, I hit it. And it was, I didn't know how it was going to happen, but I'm like, okay, I can't stop now. I have to just believe that it's going to happen, and I have to keep pushing forward and not go, okay, well, this month I'm not going to do it. And you just will. Go ahead, Sabrina.
Okay, sorry about that. I wanted to know, so obviously you can hit Success Club but not be an Emerald coach, right? I mean,
yes.
Correct.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah, because I'd like to eventually convert people to the coach just for the discount purposes, but since a couple of my people aren't even taking any of the supplements, there's nothing for them to get a discount on yet.
Right.
So then, like, if I do new people, I'll try to offer them that option, but I just want to make sure that I can still do Success Club and not have to be an Emerald coach to do that. Okay, and then for this trip for next year, so you're saying hit Success Club every month for the whole year. Does it start, okay, so like what, does it start from January to December, or is it from when you sign up as a coach 12 to 12 months later? How does that work exactly?
So it's kind of weird. So So they do everything like the year prior. So like Alicia talked about this in the beginning, that we got an invitation right away when they announced the trip because of our business the prior year or the prior whatever. But what they'll do is like either people can't go on the trip, people will decide coaching isn't for them or whatever. And then they look at people that are achieving Success Club and are growing their business forward. And then they'll start inviting off there, if that makes sense. So it's not really like you have to hit it for a full year. I mean, you should be hitting it every single month forever.
So like for me, if I start hitting Success Club this month, we're already in April. So if I hit it this month and every month through the end of this year, could I possibly get an invitation, or would I have to wait till 2020?
No, you could absolutely. But I mean, we can't say, yes, you're going to get it at this month, because it kind of depends on, there's only so many spots. And so
okay.
Like, I'll give you an example. For our very first trip, it was a cruise. And we had signed up, I think, like in June, and I don't know, I don't even know the timing. But we're like, oh, we didn't get the invitation, right? We didn't get our spot. And so we were on like this wait list. And I thought, because I had it on my vision board, like, okay, we're going to go on this cruise. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. And then probably about like 2 months before the trip, I'm like, it's just not going to happen. It's just not in the cards for us. And sure enough, then we got that invitation that we did, because we had been building our business. And so they kind of look at people that aren't growing their business and people that are, and then it's a weird, like, I can't really explain it because I'm not good at explaining things, but.
Oh no, you did a great job. You're doing a great job. One more quick question I was just thinking of: the difference between Success Club 5 and Success Club 10. I know that you mentioned that there's different kinds of leads you can get from the company, but is there also different pay structures or other things that are different between the two?
Not between those two, aside from the fact that Success Club points earn a commission, right? Like if you're helping someone.
Oh, right.
But
right.
No, there's not. You don't get paid more for hitting Success Club 10 or 20 because you hit Success Club 10 or.
But you get recognized. So like we were talking about Summit. When you hit Success Club 10, All-Star and Legend, which means you hit it for a year in a row or 2 years plus in a row, you get like kind of recognition. You get like fun little swag, and you get to sit in a special spot. Like I think last year we were All-Star 10 Legends, and we were sitting like right in front, which was pretty sweet. Just all these like little things that make you kind of feel special. You also get you also get invitations to private parties that are at Summit, as well as, I mean, as your business grows, you get a lot more incentives. It's not necessarily just pay. It's also special parties to other events that we'll be attending together.
Cool. Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right, anybody, any other questions? No? All right. Well, like Justin said, I expect to see all your names on the Success Club board by the end of the month. If you have any questions, if you're in conversations with people and you're like, I just don't know what to say, because that used to happen to me all the time. I had the hardest time just like talking to people because I'm not naturally talkative. I'm not really good at small talk. And so sometimes people would message me and I'm like, I don't know what to say. Post those in the message thread, whether it's the Coach to Emerald or Emerald to Diamond. Do a snapshot, post it and say, I don't know what to say. Or this person has a question, I don't know how to answer. We are here to help you, okay? So use that thread for help, use it for motivation, use it for accountability. Post in there, I am going to be in Success Club by the end of the month and I need you to hold me accountable, and let's make it happen together. Okay? Yeah? Awesome. All right, you guys, have a great day. Thank you for joining our call. Justin, Deanna, did you have anything else you wanted to add before you go spend more time in Mexico? Woo-hoo.
No, I just want to say, hey, thank you for leading it. I appreciate all the information. You guys, thank you for showing up, taking your time. And you guys, we will see you guys very soon. So we're right if you have questions. We're ready.
Awesome. Bye, guys.
All right.